Alright, what's up guys, it's Turner here, or I'm Bukkit, and I want to thank you personally, first of all, for 400 subscribers. Never really thought I'd get to this point, to be completely honest, with my channel, just because the way I am, but yeah, I guess I made it. So that's, that will encourage me to do more things now, even though, I mean, wasn't really discouraged lots, but anyway, so there'll be more content. The reason for this 6 days ago, I had to actually have a few other videos, but I was just kind of waiting for this 400 subscribers to make this video, because I wanted it just to kind of be on like 400 subscribers or 450 or 500, and 500 is months away, so I didn't want to say I didn't want to wait this tutorial will be there, because this will be showing you how you actually create your own Bukkit server. The last tutorial I had, there was like 6 tutorials in the tutorial, but it was more focused on like community side, not really server side. So I'm gonna be doing that with this tutorial. It'll be one video. It might be 30 minutes, but it's only gonna be one video, and it will kind of cover everything on how to start your own Bukkit server. We got Gandhi playing Worms Revolution right there. So anyway, what you're gonna first want to do is you're gonna make a new folder somewhere. I have a few folders, Minecraft servers, and then whatever server I'm running or working on currently. You can just have a folder on your desktop called server, and that could be a server. It doesn't really matter. And you're gonna want to go. The first thing you want to do, just ignore this start.bat right there for now. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the link in the description. It will be dl.bukkit.org. So just dl.bukkit.org. It will take you to the download page for Bukkit. Bukkit is what almost all servers use. Some other servers are starting to use Spigot, something like that. It's pronounced a weird way. Spigot, I don't know. Something like that. If you search Minecraft Spigot, Spigot, it will pop up. But that's just another server. I guess software. I don't think it's considered software, but just another thing you can use to host your server. Not to host, to run your server, sorry. But for right now, we're just going to be using Bukkit, because if you're new, it's a lot easier to do. So, as the first thing you'll see is the Craft Bukkit recommended build version 1.6.4. Don't download this unless you want to run a 1.6.4 server. And most people don't. They want to run a 1.7.2 or 1.7.5. So you're going to want to go here and click alternate versions, and this will show you all the versions that Bukkit has had recently. It will show you can go to like page whatever 43, and it will show you like 0.0 whatever one version. I don't fucking know. I'm sorry. 0.0. I don't know. 0. Okay, so anyway, ignoring that, you're gonna want to see over here. You'll see a green recommended build 1.6.4. No, don't download that. You'll see beta build 1.7.2. Yes, download that. And you'll see a developmental build 1.7.5. If you can, I would ignore these for now. They can be buggy, and you're putting your server at risk when you run this file, this jar. If you run it, I would back up all your worlds and all your plugin folders, because developmental builds have been known to cause huge bugs in the game, and that's how they find out about them and fix them. So you definitely want to run a beta build or a recommended build for whatever version. So I'm going to run the beta build 1.7.2. Now, if you're watching this video and there's a recommended build of 1.7.2 or 1.7.5 or 1.8, you're going to want to run that if that's compatible with the version that you're currently running on Minecraft. And yeah, so the versions are usually named the same. So 1.7.2 will work with all 1.7.5. It won't work with 1.7.6, however, when that gets released. So anyway, just hit beta build right here, click that, and then you'll see just the beta builds up to here and all of them. Just click download, and you'll get this. Just put it in your whatever your server folder, wherever your server will be located. I just have it named tutorial server, and also to make it easier, delete this dash 1.7.2 dash R0.3. Delete that. So it's just craftbukkit.jar, and hit save. And make sure that downloads completely. So we have had problems with that. Like if you get internal an internal error has occurred, usually with plugins, just re-download your plugin, delete them and re-download them. That's usually the first thing I try, because it just usually means that you downloaded a corrupt one, or it corrupted when it downloaded, and that usually fixes it for me. So anyway, the next thing you're going to want to do is a start file. This is for Windows. If you have a Mac or Linux, this should be similar, but except you'll have to use different programs to open up the files, and you'll have to use a different you have to use like scripts and shit to start it. So I'll leave this page in the description. This is a nice, if you're new, I mean, read around the wiki. It will definitely help you. But if you have a Linux, it'll help you right here. This is for Linux users. If you have a Mac, this whole section is for Mac. I don't know why it highlights that whole thing. Oh shit! Ugh, sorry. But yeah. So if you have a Mac, you don't want to use this Mac. So you just want to follow these steps. Make sure Java's installed, and do these steps. I don't need to read it because I don't have a Mac. But if you need to do that, there you go. But I'm gonna paste this in the description. So yeah, you can get more in depth with this. There's so many people have so many different ones, but I'll just explain this really quick. This is a basic one that will start your server. Java looks for Java. This -xmx 1024. That's the RAM in megabytes, or MB, I believe. So pretty much this is a converter. I'll have a link in the description as well. So 1 megabyte, as you see, will equal 1024, or 1 gigabyte, I'm sorry, will equal 1024 megabytes. So there you go. So if you want to put like 4 in the server, you'd put 4096 right here. But you want to look also as well how much RAM your computer has, and if you don't know, just go to My Computer or Computer, click System Properties, and go to Installed Memory RAM, and that will show you how much you have. I have 16 gigabytes. Most computers range from like 4 to 8. And if you have 4, I'd put either half a gigabyte, so 512 megabytes of RAM, or I put just 1 megabyte of RAM, which is what the default is. If you have less than 4, I wouldn't suggest putting 1 gigabyte, just half. But yeah. So anyway, that is the, if I can open up the script file, or batch file. That's what that is. The dat jar is looking for a jar file. The craftbucket.jar, right here, it's this, whatever this is named, it will look for in here. So if I name this, if I had this like craftbucket-1429 whatever, it would look for in here craftbucket-1429. I don't know why I set those numbers, but it's just an example. So if as you saw when I downloaded, I renamed it to craftbucket, not dash 1.7.2 and then R0.3, I think it was. So this, if you just name it craftbucket, you don't have to change this file each time. Otherwise, like when a version changes, then you'll have to go in here and change it, or change this jar to whatever your craftbucket was called. Like, I could just rename this to bucket and it would work. Like if I named this bucket, I would just go in here and delete this and make it say bucket, and that's what, then it wouldn't run it as well. So I guess I'll just leave that to show you it will work. Another little thing, this true at the end, if you turn this to false, you'll be able to run your server in offline mode. So that's just, if you keep it true, it will always make your online mode true. But if you turn it to false, it will make it false. So that's a little helpful thing. So if you do file, once you have, you'll have a text document here, .text. Do file, save as, and where it says save as type, click here and click all files. Now I already have mine a .bat, but it will say like .text. Just make it a .bat, and I'm not going to name it as start. I'll name it as run. And you can name it as whatever you want. I'll name it run server to show you. So there we go. So now if I can delete this. Now if I go here and I just double click this, this will start my server. So you'll get this screen. It says awesome server. I didn't even cover that. Oh my gosh. So as that's loading up, let it generate. I'll tell you what, this title here, there's title and then awesome server. You can name it to whatever you want. You can get rid of it completely. So this whole line you could just get rid of if you don't want it. But what that pretty much does is up here, it will name this whatever you want. So this is like the title of the window. You'll just name it different title. So if you're running on like a server machine that you remote desktop connecting to or whatever, sometimes it's useful. So you can have like a bunch of them just like overlapping like this, and you can just see which one and click it, and then click the next one. And that's what I use it for, kind of. But just a little thing. But as you see, don't save. It started the server, so I didn't get any errors, which is good. You don't want errors. So once this is started and you see done, help or question mark, just to save, and then stop, and then hit enter. I have a pause, so you have to enter or space or any key after. It just kind of will help you show logs if your server just crashes. That's why I have it there. So now you get all these, I don't know why I did that. You get all these folders. It looks a little overwhelming, doesn't it? Trust me, it's not. So pretty much we're just going to go to server properties right here. And it will cover this first. I use Notepad++. You can use just Notepad or WordPad. But yeah, just telling you there. You can use whatever text editing software you want. But here we go. So I'll just kind of cover these. But to kind of, if you're new, don't worry about generator settings. That's more for like plugins or if you have a custom generator installed. You don't mess with it. The out permission level 1 through 3 is just how much permissions they get, like what's their level of access. If you want to allow the nether, true or false, that settings right there. Whatever the level name is. So if I name this Taco, it's gonna make a world called Taco, and that's gonna run that world called Taco. So it's gonna run Taco. It's not gonna run world. So just in case you like tacos, there's some tacos for you, I guess. But yeah, don't worry about enable query. It's like archiving kind of thing. Just normal people don't need to use it. If you want to allow flight, so if you want to allow people to fly around, you can hit true. If not, just keep it false. If you want to announce player achievements, keep it to true. Most servers do not unless it's vanilla, I guess. So you can just hit false. The server port that is on, so normal port is 25565, but if you want to change it like 25566, you can change that. I'm just going to leave it as the regular. Level type, you can do, I believe, there's default, flat, I think like mountainous or something, but then just Google Bukkit level types, and I'm sure it will come up, but I just mainly use default and flat. Archon, that's like for web access to look at it. Normal people don't need to know that. If you want to know what that is, just Google it. If you want a certain level seed, now notice if you change anything here, you're going to want to delete this and start the server again and generate the world. Like if you change like level seed or like level type. Force game mode, it'll just force their game mode to whatever game mode you have set. So if you want to do that, I mean most people do. Server IP, do not mess with that. That is like if you're using Hamachi, you would put your Hamachi IP in there. So that's how you do that. The max build height is 256. You can put it anywhere lower. I'm not sure if anything higher than that works, because I think 256 is the max height of Minecraft building itself. So I don't think it'll work anything higher. But if you want to limit it to like 128 or something like normal, you can do that. If you want to spawn NPCs, which is like villagers, true or false. If you want to have a whitelist, what that is if I have a whitelist, only people in this whitelist.txt file, only people who are in that file can join the server. So if I don't have like if I have a person, if I have Notch say in the whitelist, but I don't have Jeb's not in the whitelist, Jeb cannot join the server. Only Notch can. So that's kind of how you do a whitelist. If you want to spawn animals, true or false. If you have any questions, if I'm going too fast, just leave a comment and tell me. Or if something's too confusing, I can usually help you in the comments. As long as you have Google Plus, because I can't comment if you don't have Google Plus, which I'm not gonna say my feelings over that with Google, because it'd be very verbal, very bad. But anyway, hardcore, if you want a hardcore server. So I'm pretty sure what this does, I've never used it. I'm pretty sure it's just like regular hardcore Minecraft. So once you die, once everybody dies on the server once, then the server will delete the world, I believe, or it might ban you right when you die. I'm not sure. That might seem more logical. Snooper, that's just like so Minecraft can track your server type thing, like see how many servers are running at a time, stuff like that. I mean, you can have it true or false, it doesn't really matter. Online mode, this is where that online mode, or that setting in here. So if you're trying to run an offline mode server, you would change this to false, and you would change this to false, and then it would run online. If you change this to false and don't change in here, so if you change in the server.properties and not in the batch file itself, you just keep it true, it will always make this online mode true. So yeah, that's kind of annoying, but that's how you would do it. Resource pack, if you have a certain resource pack that you want the server to use. Now, this will only work with like websites that like can direct download something. So you're going to want to zip file the whole resource pack, and you want to go to like a website like Dropbox, for instance, and upload that. Right click, you'll get like copy I don't know, web URL or something, and you're gonna want to test it. You're gonna put the web. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. You're gonna want to copy it and put it in your browser. So put it right up here and paste it. And once you hit enter, if a thing automatically pops up and it starts downloading, or asks you to download it, then that's the right URL. Like if it's like Mediafire and you click like, you have to click like download now for it to start, that won't work. Just to let you know. PvP, player versus player fighting. If you want to enable that, true or false. Difficulty, 0 is peaceful, 1 is easy, 2 is I think like normal, 3 is hard or something like that. If you want to enable command blocks, true or false. Whatever game mode, 0 is just 1, or 0 is survival. Not 0 is 1. That makes a lot of sense. 0 is just survival. 1 is creative, and 2 is adventure mode. Player idle timeout. So if this is a newer feature, if players idle for a certain, I believe this is probably in ticks, I would assume, maybe minutes. I'm not sure, but if you want to get into that, you can look at the server.properties. Just search Bukkit server.properties, and it will explain everything a lot more than I am. I'm just kind of going over it just so you can start your server up and get it running. The max players, however many players you want to have in the server, so you can have 20, 10, 1,000, 500. That's not how much it can hold, that's just how much it will show on the server list. So if you're only running with 1 GB of RAM, you can't host 500 people. Yeah, just let you know. But yeah, that's that. If you want to spawn monsters, true or false, and if you want to generate structures, which are like the villages, the ravines, what else? The end, the little places you find the end portal in. Just change that to false if you don't want to generate those. And then the server view distance. Now, if you have less RAM, you could change this. I don't know why I'm tired. If you have like less RAM, you could change this, or if you don't want it, this will just kind of increase server. It will decrease lag. Like if you put it like to 8 or something, that's just the max distance anybody can see. And then the MOTD, that's the message of the day. And yeah, I'll leave a link in the description, I think, as well. I have a tutorial that's just on like adding a custom one of these, because what they added is now you can have color to it, which you used to not be able to. You used to have a separate plugin, but now you can just do it directly from there. So I'll put a link in the description to that as well. So I'm just gonna name it to test server. So I'm gonna click save. Actually, I'm gonna put 1 player. Actually, I don't need to. So I'm gonna close that, and now go back to your server files. So now if you run your server, it's gonna run everything that was in that server.property. So if I turn whitelist, it's gonna do a whitelist. So if I had somebody that I wanted to join, I would just put their name. Not Magic Man 902. So he would be able to join, which is me. Nobody else, just me. So I'm gonna close that. I don't want that. And ops. Op is like an operator. If you put anybody in here, they get access to your whole server, all your server's files in here. So like they don't get I said that weird. They don't get access to your server files. They get access to everything on the server itself. So they can do /stop, /save all, /kick, /ban. This is more if you don't have a permissions plugin. You don't really want to give anybody op besides yourself. So I'm just gonna do that. It's not really gonna matter though. And then just hit Control S or File Save. Now, for normal people, you don't really need to go over these. Help. It's just unused right now for you guys. You don't. If you want to get into it, I'm sure there's a tutorial somewhere. These are just, you can do like specific commands and stuff like that. Just don't worry about it. You can go to bukkit.yml is the next one you're gonna want to open. I'll just make it big. Now here are some settings. So if you want to allow the end, you can hit true or false. So if you want to disable the end, it's actually in Bukkit, not in the server.properties. If you want to warn on overload, so if it's getting a bit laggy, or like if something's happening with the plugins and there's too much things going on, it'll warn it. I mean, usually that's good. True. The permissions file is right there. I mean, I usually just use group manager or PEX. But if you want to use that file, that would be what it would be named. The update folder is just where the updates would be. When a update comes out, it can download it and put it in there. The ping packet limit, just leave that as default. That's fine. If you want to use exact login locations like their IP or wherever they are located, I mean, you can just leave it false. And if you want to just leave plugin profiling false, you don't need to know what that does. Connection throttled, I would change this a bit, maybe down. I mean, like when it's just pretty much so people can't join the server over and over and over and over and keep joining, keep leaving, keep joining. It'll say like connection throttled, please join. A few seconds later, I think it's like 4 seconds actually. You have to wait. So that's if you want to lower it, you can. Just leave the query plugins true. Leave this verb host, you don't even know what that is, and a shutdown message. So I could say like, instead of shutdown server, maybe it crashed and will automatically restart. Maybe I just want to say restarting server! Exclamation point. So maybe that will restart the server. But now you get the spawn limit. So monsters 70, animals 15, and water animals 5. Ambient 15. You can change this to whatever you want. I wouldn't go like 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1,000,000. I wouldn't do that because then your server would get quite laggy. Just as a little hint. I would keep it probably under like 500, under like even 100 if you want. I mean, if you have like 80 gigabytes of RAM, and it'd go ahead with that 500. But otherwise, I would just leave it as these normal limits because they're fine, and that's what vanilla Minecraft is at. Or like that's how many you can spawn at kind of once. Don't worry about the chunk-gc. You don't need to know about that. Don't worry about the ticks per animal. You don't need to know about. You don't need to edit this. I mean, you can if you want to, but I'm not going to really explain it since you don't need to know it just to set up your server and go. Autosave. How many? So I believe that's in ticks. So however long that is, it will autosave. And then the auto updater, if you want to enable it or disable it, like that's what this update folder is for. And if you want to warn on like broken, it will warn console and ops, and if you on update, it will warn console and ops. Don't worry about the database or the channels stuff. That's if you have like an MSQL server, not MSQL. I think it's like MySQL. So that's what that is for. So if I save this, I close this. Now I hit run. I open up Minecraft. So as you see, the title is also Minecraft server. Play. Oh yeah, fits right now. Play. Oh. Yeah, look at all those people. Refresh, come on, server. that should be my IP. Maybe my IP must have changed. So let me add server test, and then if you don't, oh yeah, this is actually good because I would have forgot about saying this. If you want to allow other people to connect, like if your friend's at his house and he wants to connect, you need to port forward. I'm not going to get into that because I do not want to do that. Just to be honest, it's a lot of, like, each router, everything is different if you have it. There's plenty of tutorials on the internet. It took me months to figure it out because I have a Apple. If you have the Apple router, like, and I use Airport Utility, I can help you there. But if you don't use that, I can't help you. Sorry. I can't tell you what to do. Like, just, you need to log into your router. So some of them have a web page. I log in through like software on my computer. But you usually just go to like 192 dot something something something, and you'll log in. Then you have to use your administrator and password to log in, and then you go to port forwarding or ports or port mapping if you're on Apple, and you're going to make a new one and name it whatever you want, and you're going to name it. You want to have the UTP. I think it's like in TCP. It's so one starts with U and one starts with T. They both have to be 25565. Or 25566. That's whatever port you put into the server.properties. That's what port it will run off. So you want to put 25565. So if I do localhost, okay, test server. So there you see that's my message of the day. Test server. Now if I join, I can actually join. Yeah. We just made our very first Minecraft server. So that's how you make a freaking sheep. Wood. Yeah. So there we go. There's your Minecraft server. I hope this video was helpful. It is kind of long, but definitely I hope I covered everything that I could into it. And I definitely Mike MC, I believe you, or MC Mike. It's one of those Magic Mike. No. What was I just gonna say? I forgot after I said that Magic Mike in that one movie. Oh yeah. He wanted to know like how you'd run a successful server, stuff like that. I'll do another video on that. Hopefully soon. Within the next 2 videos, I hope to get that out. Probably. Shit. But I'll get that out. That won't be like a plugin tutorial. That'll just be like I'll just be sitting here talking about kind of the things that you can do. Helpful and what things not to do to run a Minecraft server. But yeah, thank you for watching if you stuck around this long. And yeah, I mean, there is a special server I've been working on the past few. I'm always working on a server, man. Always server. People tend not to trust my deadline date, so I don't really give out deadlines anymore. Or a date that it might launch because it's always wrong, usually. So if you like, I'll just give you a hint. If you like mini games or drug servers or survival server factions or prison servers, stay tuned because there will be some more info on that probably in the coming weeks. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we'll get some of that done. But yeah, so that was a little sneak peek at something, and I can't get that because that stupid freaking tree's in the way. Can't make this jump. Oh my god. Maybe I just stuck. I think I just stuck. There we go. But yeah, so that's that. Thank you for watching. Like I said already, thank you for 400 subscribers. Never thought I'd get this far. And just thanks a lot. You guys are what keeps me doing these videos. If you need any help or need a specific tutorial, or a video or plugin or something, whatever you want, I can do it. I'll look into the plugin and I will figure it out for you. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next video.